Welcome back once again, everybody, here at round 4 of the MRL League, the Midlands Racing League, season 11. We're at Spa this week. It's dynamic weather, so there could be some rain, so I've put in a wet lap as well for you. And it's an absolutely fantastic lap in this car. I really do like the NSX concept. So what we'll do is we'll get into our view. We'll get straight into the lap for you because it'll be a long video, this one. Here we go. Good run out the bus stop. And here we come up for the first corner. We're braking around about 80 metres out. So here we are. Yep, just starting to brake. We're going to go down to first, then up to second for the apex. Let's go. Up to second. Good run out. Not too early on the power. You'll spin the wheels up. Now we're going to have no dramas going through Eau Rouge. And up to Radiot. It's flat out all the way. As long as you get a good line, you'll be fine. Cut that curb if you want. It's very different in the wet though, as you'll see later on. Now, coming up to here, we are again braking just after the curb starts. As you can see, we're going to go down to third, through the chicane, and then up to fourth before we take the right-hander. Here we go. Down to third. Nicely on the curb there. Miss that curb if you can. Up to fourth. Could have been a little more on that curb, but use all the curb on the run out. Now we are looking for the start of the curb here. Into the right-hander. All the way down to first and then up to third on exit. But it's tricky third on exit, so be very careful of the power. You'll see me feathering the throttle a little bit here. So down to first. Up to third. Keep it tight. Get on the power. Here we go, lift off at the marker there. I'll show you that marker again later. And coming down to Pouhon, very, very tricky. Just a lift off here. Get on the curb, run it out wide, get back on the curb. All the way. Now, for the right-hander here, we are going to be braking just after the 50. Or just after the shadow here. Let's have a quick look. I couldn't remember exactly where I'm braking. Yep, just at the shadow on the track. It'll be very hard to see at night time, obviously. But it's just before the 50. And we're going to stay, I think I stay in fourth for this one. Let's have a look. Yeah, stay in fourth. A little wide there, lost a little bit of time. So wide on those two through that chicane. Here we are looking just at the start of the curb. We're going to stay in third. Get past the two green bollards, then up to fourth straight away. Past the bollards. No, I run it out in third, okay. No bother, all the way up to the bus stop now. It is flat out. So run the curb. Try not to touch the curb. Over 175 mile an hour is good through there. And we're looking just about 130 meters out. Let's have a look. Yep, just starting to brake now. All the way down to first, up to second for the final bus stop chicane. Can be very tricky, so be careful on power. Down to first, get in the inside, up to second, keep it in second, get a little bit of that curb and then run out to the line. And that is a 203.8. I've maybe left 2.5 tenths there, so we're looking at a 203.6 or even 5 for me. But what we'll do is we'll go back a lap, do it again, out of car for you. Here we go. And I'll explain just after midway around the lap where you should be turning in for that tricky left-hander before Pouhon, I beg your pardon. So let's go. 8 meters out, down to first, up on the second, get over that curb. Careful on the power, not full power until you're sure you're fine. Again, flat out here, close to the wall, cut right in on this curb. The downforce in this car is excellent, so you're no bother there. Although in the wet, sorry, it is very, very different. So we're looking just at the start of the curb. There we are, down to third. Cut onto this one nicely. Could have cut that a bit more, but that's fine. Up to fourth. Again, used all the red and yellow curbing. Now, as we come down to this one, I'll exit out of here up to third, but what you're looking for is that bit of fencing that's just turned red for some reason. It always turns red. That is your lift off marker for turning left in here. So you just want to lift off, coast round this one. You're looking at around about 90 miles an hour, but you just want to keep the car nice and stable and get through this one as best you can. Here you go. Yeah, 90 on the curb. Use a little bit of this curb and that's you fine for the rest of the lap. I didn't explain that one in the first part. Again, just a lift off here, all the curb. Letting the car run out as fast as you can. Here we are, just in the shadow, braking down to fourth. A little bit late on turning there. That's cost me a couple of tenths, as you can see. Maybe more than a couple of tenths. Down to third. Rev it out when you've got good soft tyres. I wouldn't advise that if you're using hards. And here we are. Just a straightforward run to the bus stop again. Be very careful of cars on the inside through here. Again, about 130 out. We're going to go all the way down to first. Up to second for the apexes and just a run to the line. I hope you enjoyed that. But what we'll do now is we'll pause it. We'll go load a wet lap and we'll see how we get on with that. Okay, we're back, so let's do a quick wet lap for you. Braking is a little bit trickier in this. Obviously, you have to brake a good bit earlier. In some cases, the gearing is going to be completely different, so let's go. There's the 100, this time we're braking just at the 100. All the way down to first, and out in second. Again, stay clear of this curb on the exit when it's raining. As you can see, it's a bit trickier getting the power down when it's wet in this car. Through here, we are going to be lifting. As you can see, complete lift. Just get through here safely. Stay in sixth gear. If you do try to push it, you will lose it. As I can see, I just lost it a little bit there, but that's fine. Still kept good speed. Here we are braking just after the 100, before the curbing, and we are going to go once again down to third, but very tricky on exit, so be careful of the power. Down to third, again third for this one, up to fourth earlier. Stay off the curbing. You will be spinning the rear wheels round. This one, again, the braking's the same, just the end of the curb because you're coming in at a lower speed, so you'll be fine. So let's just get the car around. Up to third again, up to fourth now for this one. And again, just coast through here, let the car go. Coming up to Pouon, we are braking at the 50. And then we're going to try and get off the brakes by the blue marker board there on the right hand side. So if we can get off that by the flag marker board, we're just going to lose a good bit of speed, maybe 120 through here now. Yeah, 110 even. And just keep the car nice and stable. Stay away from the curbing, as you always do when it's wet. Here we are braking just before the shadow, so a couple of meters before the shadow should be there. Yeah, but as you can see, braking now. And again, I think we go down to fourth for this one. Tighter line, that's the way I should have done it in the dry lap. A little bit of curb, don't want to touch that really. And before the end of the curb for this one, a good 5 meters back from where I am now. Down to third, up to fourth, up to fourth, just to keep the car more stable, stop spinning the wheels up. Up to fifth to get through here early. As you can see, touched the curb and lost a little bit of time there. So I reckon there's a 217 in this. Hopefully. As you can see, we are now coming up to Blanchemont. Again, a lift through here. Barely touch the curb. Just keep the car stable. And we are braking just at the 150, I think. Let's double check that. Yep, just at the 150 we're starting to brake. Down to first, brake in a straight line. You'll hear the tyres squealing. It seems like you're out of control, but you'll actually be fine. So down to first, up to second again, keeping second, onto the curb. Ran too wide here, that will cost me a bit of time. So I reckon maybe a second in this lap to find. But that's a 2:18.1 for a wet lap. Probably a 2:17.1 if I absolutely nail it. So I hope that helped for the wet lap as well. And I'll see you on track on Sunday. Enjoy.